Hello everyone, I am Prithvi, MCOM Final, MPM Government First Grade College, Karkala. Today I am going to deal with the topic Balance of Payment, Introduction, Accounting Principles in Balance of Payment, Valuation and Timings. Introduction. The balance of payments of a country is an annual record of all its economic transactions with the other countries of the world. It is an important index which reflects the true economic position of a country, whether its currency is rising or falling in its external value. The balance of payments accounts are an integral part of the national income accounts for an open economy. They They record all transactions between residents of the country concerned and those of other countries where residents are broadly interpreted as all individuals, businesses, and government and their agencies. International organizations are also classified as foreign residents for this purpose. Balance of payment, also known as balance of international payments and abbreviated balance of payment. Balance of payment of a country is the difference between all money flowing into the country in a particular period of time and the outflow of money to the rest of the world. These financial transactions are made by individuals, firms, and government bodies to compare receipts and payments arising out of trade of goods and services. Let us move to the meaning of balance of payment. Balance of payment is a summary record of economic transactions between businessmen, individuals, firms, government, or any resident of one country and the rest of the world during a given period of time. Means that this statement includes all the transactions made by or to individuals, corporates, and the government and helps in monitoring the flow of funds to develop the economy. When all the elements are correctly included in the balance of payment, it should sum up to zero in a perfect scenario. This means the inflows and outflows of funds should balance out. However, this does not ideally happen in most cases. Balance of payment statement of a country indicates whether the country has a surplus or a deficit of funds. That is, when a country's export is more than its import, its balance of payment is said to be in surplus. On the other hand, balance of payment deficit indicates that a country's imports are more than its exports. Definition of balance of payment. According to Kindleberger, who is an economic historian, says that the balance of payments of a country is a systematic records of all economic transactions between the residents of the reporting country and residents of foreign country during a given period of time. According to International Monetary Fund, balance of payment is balance of payments for given period is a systematic records of all economic transactions taken place during the period between residents of the reporting countries. Next is accounting principles in balance of payments. The balance of payments account of a country is constructed on the principle of double entry bookkeeping. Each transaction is entered on the credit and debit side of the balance sheet, but balance of payments accounting differs from business accounting in one respect. In business accounting, debits are shown on the left side and credits on the right side of the balance sheet. But in balance of payments accounting, the practice is to show credits on the left side and debits on the right side of the balance sheet. As we all know that in the business accounting, debit items shown in the left side of the balance sheet and credit items are shown in right side of the balance sheet. But in the balance of payment accounting, credits are shown in left side and the debits on the right side of the balance sheet. When a payment is received from foreign country, it is a credit transaction. While we are receiving payment from foreign countries, those items will come under credit side. Let us see the principal item shown on credit side. Export of goods and services. While we are exporting goods and services to other countries, we will receive a payment for those exported items, so that will come under credit side. Unilateral or transfer receipts in the form of gifts, grants, etc. from foreigners. Unilateral transfer is one part of the current account of the balance of payment. It it tracks the one-way transfer of funds from one country to another that are made without any counterflow or exchange or goods and services. These payments are merely gifts from one country to another. Investment by foreigners in the country. Foreign investment involves capital flows from one country to another, granting the foreign investors extensive ownership stakes in domestic companies and assets. Foreign investment denotes that foreigners have an active role in management as a part of their investment or an equity stake large enough to enable the foreign investor to influence business strategy. Next is official sale of reserve assets, including gold, to foreign countries and international agencies. So, official reserve assets are assets denominated in foreign currency, readily available to and controlled by monetary authorities for meeting balance of payments financing needs, intervening in exchange markets to affect the currency exchange rate, and for other related purposes. And the next is a transaction which results in an increase in supply of foreign exchange or decrease in demand for foreign exchange. Next is capital outflows. Capital outflows is the movement of assets out of a country. Capital outflow is considered undesirable as it is often the result of political or economic instability. Borrowings from abroad. That means borrowing money or loan from abroad is also a credit transaction in balance of payment. Next, while payment to a foreign country is a debit transaction, while we are making payment to a foreign country will come under debit side of the balance sheet of balance of payment. Principal items of the debit side are imports of goods and services. Importing goods from foreign countries to our country is a debit transaction. Transfer or unilateral payments to foreigners as gifts, grants, etc. Unilateral payments or transfer payments is a payment of money for which there are no goods or services exchanged. So, the transfer payments commonly refer to efforts by local, state, and federal government to redistribute money to those in need. Next is lending to foreign countries. Lending to foreign countries means a loan to or from a government or organization in another country. Next is investment by residents to foreign countries. Investment by resident to foreign countries means resident individuals who invest in foreign countries. Here, resident individuals are permitted to make overseas investment without any limit is in listed overseas companies that have at least 10% share in an Indian company listed in a recognized stock exchange in India as on 1st January of the year of investment. Official purchase of reserve assets or gold from foreign countries and international agencies. That means purchasing of gold or reserve assets from foreign countries and international agencies will come under debit side of the balance sheet. Next is a transaction which results in an increase in demand for foreign exchange or decrease in supply of foreign exchange. Next is capital inflows. The amount of money that comes into a country's economy from other countries within a particular period of time is capital inflows. Next, these credit and debit items are shown vertically in the balance of payments account of a country according to the principle of double entry bookkeeping. Horizontally, they are divided into three categories: the current account, the capital account, and the official statements account or the official reserve assets account. First, we will see current account. A country's current account records the value of exports and imports of both goods and services and international transfers of capital. Current account measures the nation's earnings and spendings. Next is capital account. Capital account of balance of payment records all those transactions between the residents of a country and the rest of the world which cause a change in the assets or liabilities of the residents of the country or its government. It is related to claims and liabilities of financial nature. Next is official settlement account or official reserve assets account. An official settlement account is a special type of account used in international balance of payment accounting to keep track of central banks' reserve asset transactions with one another. This account keeps track of transactions involving gold, foreign exchange reserves, bank deposits, and special drawing rights. Okay, the balance of payments account of a country. This chart shows the balance of payment account of a country. Here it is divided into two parts: credits and receipts, and debit side is payment. First one, current account. In the current account, export of goods, services, transfer of payments will come under receipts, that is in the credit side, and import of goods, services, transfer of payments will come under debit side, that is payment. Next, in the capital account, borrowings from foreign countries, direct investment by foreign countries will come under receipts, that is credit side, and lending to foreign countries, direct investments in foreign countries will come under payments. And the next is official statement account. In that, increase in foreign official holdings will come under the receipts, that is credit side, and increase in official reserve of gold and foreign currencies will come under the debit side, that is payments. Next we'll see about balance of payments, valuation and timings. Valuation. It is suggested that market prices be used as the basis for valuation of both flows and stocks for compiling balance of payment and the international investment position to ensure consistency. IMF recommends the use of market prices defined as the price paid by a willing buyer to a willing seller, where the buyer and seller are independent parties and the transactions are solely governed by commercial consideration. Here, unless debit and credit entries for various transactions are valued at the same market price, the sum of all debit and credit entries in the balance of payment statement will not be equal and therefore will result in errors and omissions. Uniform valuation has to be followed, particularly because the credit and debit aspects are often derived independently from separate sources. In addition, balance of payment statements of different countries will not be comparable unless the two partner countries adopt uniform valuation prices for recording entries in their respective balance of payment statistics. Ideally, the price at which the transaction is put through should be considered for valuation. Here, the transactions are to be recorded at their values. There are different values or prices like market prices, wholesale prices, retail prices, cost prices, etc. Further, for comparing the prices and balance of payment of different countries, there must be a uniform practice of valuation. There always it is difficult to follow these guidelines. In this case, either FOB or CIF valuations can be followed. IMF recommends FOB because the latter also include transportation and insurance cost in India. So exports are valued at FOB value and imports are valued at CIF prices. Exchange rate also create problems. Theoretically, the exchange rate at the time of the transaction is to be considered, but in practice, for transaction of a month, average exchange rate for the month is used. Next, timings. Generally, there are four broad principles to determine the time of recording transactions, namely accrual basis, the due for payment basis, the commitment basis, and the cash basis. Let's see what is accrual basis. Accrual basis is a method of recording accounting transactions for revenue when earned and expenses when incurred. The accrual basis requires the use of allowances for sales returns, bad debts, and inventory obsolescence which are in advance of such items actually occurring. The next is the due for payment basis, that it records flows that give rise to cash payments at the time the payments fall due. If a payment is made before it is due, then the flows are recorded when the cash payment is made. Commitment basis. It records flows when a unit has committed itself to a transaction. And last one is cash basis. Cash basis that records flows when cash is received or disbursed. Since balance of payment is complied on an accrual basis, the accrual accounting principle governs the time of recording for all transactions. Under accrual accounting, flows are recorded at the time when economic value is created, transformed, exchanged, transferred, or extinguished. Accordingly, a change of economic ownership is recorded when ownership changes, and services are recorded when they are provided. When a change in economic ownership is not obvious, the change is considered to have occurred at the time when the parties to the transaction record it in their books of accounts. When services are provided within a discrete period, there is no problem in determining the time of recording. However, when services are provided on a continuous basis over a period of time, for example, construction service, operating leasing, and insurance services, there may be advance payments or settlement at later dates like freight, insurance, port services, etc. Thank you.